Hi, in this video, we're going to learn how to divide rational expressions. So your first step for these problems is to change it out of being a division problem entirely. Rewrite it as a multiplication problem. After that, you're going to factor the numerators and the denominators, multiply across, and simplify by canceling common factors. Let's start with this example problem. 10 over x squared minus 4x minus 5 divided by 2x over x plus 1. I'm going to start by rewriting this as a multiplication problem. In order to do that, I will keep the first fraction, change to multiplication in the middle, and then flip the second fraction upside down. So instead of 2x over x plus 1, it is now x plus 1 over 2x, which is the reciprocal of that first fraction. Now, after this, I want to factor out the numerators and denominators. Now, looking at the numerators, the only thing I could possibly factor is 10, and I could write that as 2 times 5. That would be the prime factorization of that number. But in the denominator, x squared minus 4x minus 5 can be factored by finding two numbers that multiply to negative 5 and add to negative 4. So those would be minus 5 and plus 1 that do that. So this is now my factored form, all right? So now I'm going to be able to multiply across, which gives me 2 times 5 times x plus 1 over 2x times x minus 5 times x plus 1. At this point, I'm going to be able to cancel common factors. So you can see I have a 2 on the top and bottom and an x plus 1 on top and bottom. Once I get rid of those, I'm left with 5 over x times x minus 5 as my final answer. Let's take a look at another example. This one is 2x plus 12 over x plus 9 divided by x squared plus x minus 30 over x squared minus 7x plus 10. I'll rewrite it as a multiplication problem by switching to multiplication in the middle and flipping the second fraction. Then I'll want to go ahead and factor out my numerators. For 2x plus 12, that has a greatest common factor of 2, so I pull that out and I'm given 2 times x plus 6. Then x squared minus 7x plus 10, the two numbers that multiply to 10 and add to negative 7, well, that's going to be minus 2 and minus 5. So it becomes x minus 2 times x minus 5. Now I need to factor out my denominators. In this case, I really only need to factor out the second denominator because the first one isn't factorable. So what two numbers multiply to negative 30 and add to positive 1? Well, that's going to be positive 6 and negative 5. So now that I've done my complete factoring, I can multiply across. That gives me 2 times x plus 6 times x minus 2 times x minus 5 over x plus 9 times x plus 6 times x minus 5. I can now identify my common factors. So I have x plus 6 on top and bottom and x minus 5 on top and bottom. So I'm going to cancel those out, and that gives me 2 times x minus 2 over x plus 9. And you can also simplify this just a little bit more by distributing the 2. That'll give you 2x minus 4 over x plus 9 as your final answer. And that is how you divide rational expressions.